Hi, I'm PJ,
And I'm Austin.
and we're here today from Milford Photo to talk to you about some gifts that you can get for the film photographer in your life. These gifts are ranging in prices from, probably like 10, 12 bucks to all the way up to probably over $100 for at least one or two of them. We're going to look at some of them, why your film photographer friends and family might want them, and, just talk about the gear. So, yeah, let's get started.
First thing that your film photographer friend might need is a light meter. This is the Sekonic L308. It's a pretty basic light meter, but it's going to get the job done for cameras that don't have an in-camera meter. So 4x5, any medium format that doesn't have an in-camera through the lens meter. It's going to be really useful because otherwise you're not going to be able to meter your scenes, and you're going to need that in order to shoot film.
And in a similar vein, this is the Kex light meter, which is a reflective light meter versus a incident light meter, where this one you could actually just point it, you could have it on your camera. Even if you have a light meter in your camera or don't, you could put it in the hot or cold shoot of your film camera and just press this button here on the back and get a light reading. So you don't have to go right up to your subject and take a picture. So again, it'd be a similar use as the Sekonic over here, but you don't have to walk right up to your subject. So it's a little bit better, in my opinion, for street photography and kind of on-the-go stuff, where the Sekonic that Austin just mentioned would be good for things such as portraits or still lifes, or things that you could really take your time and take pictures of.
Up next for the film photographer in your life might be a nice little film case. This is going to hold 4 rolls of 120 or 6 rolls of 35. Just a nice, easy way, metal case to store and protect your film. That way it's nice and easy to carry. You're not going to have a bunch of rolls of film just loosely rolling around in your bag.
And again, in another similar vein, we have the Kodak film case, which again, similar aspect to that Lomography film metal case, where it's going to hold your film. It's a little bit bulkier, so it's more for that film photographer in your life that has a bigger bag. It also holds 5 rolls of 35 millimeter. They come in 2 different flavors, one that holds only 35 and one that holds 35 and 120, which is a little bit bigger even so than that 35 millimeter film canister, only it's a little bit thicker. This one holds either 8 rolls of 120 or 10 rolls of 35. So you do get a big capacity, but it's at a price of a big size. So if you are on the go, you want a light kit, this might not be the choice. That Lomography one might be the choice for you.
Also, a must-have for any real film photographer would be a cable release. Anyone who wants to shoot off a tripod, cable release is really going to come in handy. Allows you to remove your hands from the camera, removing any kind of extra shake that you might introduce into a longer exposure. Anyone who wants to do early morning, late day, night photography stuff, shutter release is really going to come in handy. This shutter release locks so you can hold your exposure open for any bulb shooting. This really comes in handy and is a must-have, especially any large format shooters, and it can't hurt to have more than one.
And we have over here a soft shutter release, which is not as much of a must-have, but it is a fun accessory to have. They come in different colors. This one we have here is the black. We also have them in red. I do know that there are other places that do make it in chrome and other fun colors and silly things. But it is something that you could put on your shutter release. It threads into the cable release threads same way, and it allows you to quickly press the shutter button, a little bit easier for you to press it down all the way. Gives it a little less throw, I guess would be the best way to put it. Again, it's not as much of a necessity. It is just a nice thing to have, especially if you're doing something, again, more active, quicker, doing some street photography. You want to make sure you grab that shot. As you can tell, it is very small, and it just pretty much covers up that shutter button for you.
Another useful item would be this little film photography pocket guide. It's going to have tips on loading and shooting 35 millimeter film, camera settings, lens info, some composition tips, and some different shooting scenarios. It's really just useful, especially for a beginner photographer who's someone who's new to film. They might be experienced with digital, but film is another ball game. It's got handy little tabs with all the little table of contents. Really best for someone who's new to film photography, who might be a little unsure, they're worried about loading their camera. This is really going to help put them at ease, give them a few tips, and get them on their feet and going with film photography.
And something over here that'd be good for someone beginning out or a seasoned veteran of film photography is this photo memo. It's a great little tool. It's a tiny little notebook per se that you open up, and it has little sections that you can fill out on all of your shots, each roll of film, so you can keep track of how you shot it, whether you shot it at box speed, if you pushed it, if you pulled it, anything special about the shots, your exposure times, your apertures, stuff like that. It's a great way to keep track of how you shot each roll, because that realistically is the best way to learn from how you're shooting, is to make sure you know what you shot it at, and you can realize, oh, in that situation, it didn't come out great. What did I shoot that at? Oh, I shot it a little underexposed because I was shooting at f16 instead of f8. So this is a great thing to have for the beginners for that reason, or the seasoned pros, just to keep track of what you're doing, especially if you're doing some darkroom printing later on. You want to know what you shot it at, because that's going to make your life a lot easier when you're going to be doing printing in the darkroom later.
Next up, another nice to have is a small leather wrist strap. This just goes right onto the strap mounts of your camera, and it's just a small little leather camera strap. Nice to keep around your wrist to know that you've got your camera in hand and secure. You don't have to worry about it falling or dropping it, losing hold of it accidentally. And it's a little lighter weight than a full-on neck strap.
And on that vein, we have some neck straps. These are the rope straps from Photogenic Supply. They are very comfortable, and the best part is they are very, very customizable per se. They have a ton of different colors, which you can choose from very, very out there and loud to more subdued and calmed with some earth tones and whatnot. They're very comfortable, like I said. They're a good thing to have. Keep your camera in center so you can quickly grab it and take a picture. They aren't too short. They're not going to be all the way up here at your neck, but they're also not going to be all the way down at your waist. They're kind of just sit center mass, which is very nice if you're taking some quick pictures. We do have other straps in stock, but these are the two that we kind of figured that would be good to highlight for that. But we do have other types and styles that go crossbody and whatnot as well. So come in and check those out.
Another nice to have for anyone who travels a lot with their camera are these little Kodak camera wraps. You basically put your camera in them and fold it up and cinch it tight, and it's going to protect cameras, bodies, lenses, any other little accessories. It's just a nice padded wrap. They come in different colors, different sizes. It's just another little nice stocking stuffer, and a nice to have for anyone who's on the go quite a bit.
It's gonna be a big stocking. And over here I got the PanaView slide viewer. This would be good for the photographer in your life that shoots some slide film. It's gonna allow them to be able to show people their slides. It lights it up. It kind of makes it a little bit bigger, brings it up to a 2x2, so it is a touch bigger than what it's a lot bigger than what the slide actually is. It's fun to view your slides with it because, again, slides are very crisp, very bright colors, very fine detail, and it's always fun to blow them up and look at them. And it's pocketable, so you could take it with you, show the people, you know, if you go take some photography at a skate park or something per se, and then you go and get your photos developed, get your slide film developed and mounted, bring it back to the skate park and show them the slides. Everyone will enjoy that. It's great fun. But yeah, got that as well. And that will fit in a stocking.
For something that definitely won't fit in a stocking, we have...
Ornament down! Keep going.
We have a Patterson Film Developing Starter Kit. It is going to include 2 spools, a 35mm canister opener, a few graduated cylinders. We've got the Patterson Daylight Developing Tank, a few starter packs of chemicals, and a few negative clips, and a thermometer. This is going to include everything you need to get you on the ground and running with starting your black and white film developing journey. It really is going to be a nice to have for anyone who wants to start developing film at home. It's a big cost saving measure. It's a lot of fun to learn to develop your own black and white film. There's a ton of resources out there to doing it, and really it's another way for someone who really likes the hands-on aspect of black and white and film in general to get into developing their own stuff. It's a really, really fun time.
And once you develop your film, you're probably going to want to look at it. And a great thing to have, we almost lost the other one, is this light, which I just realized was facing backwards the whole time, from Cinestill. It's the CS Lite light source. It is a very bright light, developed for digital scanning your film once you have it developed, which is something we could talk about in a whole other video about camera scanning. However, this is a great way just to preview your film, see how it looks, check your exposures and everything, make sure it came out how you went. It has a color CRI of 95 plus, which is really good. So it's a very white light. It's very nice, and you can change the color temperature depending on what you're scanning to help you scan better. So this is a great thing to get for that person that's going to be starting out scanning their film after they developed it, or even if they just want to view their film. So, yeah.
So these have been a few different gift ideas, from smaller gifts, stocking stuffers, to larger gifts for the film photographer in your life. Someone who you want to get something, but you maybe don't know a ton about film photography. Anything on here is going to be a great gift for a film photographer who you want to get something for Christmas for this holiday season.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. Next week, we're going to go over some gifts for the digital photographer in your life. So tune in for that. And if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call or come in the store. We're more than happy to help you out. And if you still don't know what might work for the photographer in your life, there's always the option of a Milford Photo gift card. Thanks. Have a good one.